Thank you very much, Dr. Sherine, for the detailed case study for the Golden Gate. I don't know if someone from the Golden Gate is here or not, but likely I want to tell you something, that because of Golden Gate approaching to have Rashid and Edge, and they are really committed to sustainability, they didn't stop at this only, and because they are across AUC, they approached to us, and we are working on something called the Green District for the New Cairo. This is the first time we announced this, and I think it will be a really good project, and we can work. Wait, where? I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Hi, how are you? Yeah. You know me, right? Okay. Okay, now we will move to the panel discussion, and we will ask our esteemed speakers to be on the stage with our panel moderator. Our panel moderator is Engineer Aliaa Samaha. Engineer Aliaa, she has received her undergrad degree, construction engineering, and her master's degrees, environmental engineering from American University in Cairo. She received her MA in secondary science education from College of New Jersey, USA, and she has a twofold experience in the environmental field, having worked on both governmental and consultancy sides in Egypt. She gained an extensive engineering experience working with the environmental consultancy, ATC Association International California, and she co-authored the book of Roadmap of Global Sustainability. Please welcome Engineer Aliaa Samaha for the panel discussion, and please welcome our esteemed speakers, Dr. Mona, Dr. Sarah El-Battouty, and Dr. Sherine.
Hello? Thank you, Yasmin.
You're welcome.
Welcome, ladies. I want to thank you for your presentations. Wonderful. I just have a couple of questions, and then we'll take some more from the audience. So for Dr. Mona, I mean, I'm blown away with the accomplishments and the implementation. I was just wondering, can you tell us about some of the challenges that you're facing?
Of course, challenges are always there. So we had challenges maybe in the design and trying to think of some of an implementation plan for it. But if we're talking about when we start implementation, what we think we'll be facing of challenges, first thing, of course, would be the financing schemes for such pilots that would be selected, and making sure that we can mobilize resources to support such an initiative. Another thing would be awareness from all stakeholders, not only people seeing, as what Sarah was referring to, that you're making great changes in communities that are already there, so they must understand that this is under the overall umbrella of development and improving the quality of their lives. Awareness among stakeholders who would be implementing, so they are sure that what they are doing will have impact on the quality of life and for sustainable development in general. Maybe one more point that we touched upon, which is changing the behaviors themselves, because behavior is quite a challenging thing to change, making people change their consumption and production behaviors in order to make sure that there is sustainability in such communities to be real sustainable communities.
Thank you so much, and I wish you the best of luck. Sarah, I was wondering, can you elaborate a little bit more about your partnership with the local community and that kind of experience?
So as Dr. Sherine explained about the complexity and the details that you go into a community, you can imagine doing that with a rural community. So all of the prerequisites that we had to work through, the first thing that you have to do is you have to engage people in understanding why we're doing this and that they have a key role in achieving this. So information is very critical. When it comes to specific prerequisites, I mean, we had different partners. We had 2 NGOs. We had 4 or 5 entrepreneurs with us, and also the local community. In the sense, for instance, in one of the prerequisites when we had to have a green building at that time, we engaged with the Egypt Postal Service, the Egypt Post Office. So that comes in as a partner, and we looked at their assets, and we built the first Tarsheed certified post office building there. When the community starts engaging in a project like this, we all have to adhere to a rating system. It has to be understood that we are trying to respond to something that will be audited, that will be examined, and we have to be serious about getting all of this information. So from the onset, the key thing to do is to explain the benefits of doing this together rather than alone, to credit everyone who has come on board, to have the faith that they can actually execute a project like this, and to also allow the architect, which is the role of eConsult, the architect to also realize that you need to build for the end user. In this case, your client is a very broad scale of people. So that was one of the things that we had to go. It was a lot of communication at the beginning, but the surprising aspect of it is that now Aswan is working on another new role. They don't need us anymore. They have that kind of knowledge and to transfer it to, so that they would be able to have the confidence to apply and register for the rating system and do it themselves, which is the whole idea of transferring.
Wonderful that you have that buy-in. It's wonderful. Thank you. Dr. Sherine, I just wanted to ask you, from your experience certifying buildings and communities, what do you think about the business opportunities for the owners and for the developers, the bottom line, basically?
Thanks, Aliaa, for that question, because that really is comes at the crux of the matter for most people. Most people just want to know, okay, where's the money? What's in it for me as a developer? Well, as a matter of fact, there's a lot in it for everyone, and the developer included. So the awareness of green buildings and green communities and the value that they present is coming more and more and more to the forefront now. People do understand quite clearly now the benefits of residing in one of these buildings or communities and belonging there. And just one of these benefits is the lowered maintenance costs. And that's just one thing. So you're going to pay less for energy bills. You're going to pay less for water bills. You're going to pay less for waste removal bills. Now, that, even if the developer is not going to continue being there, well, some developers do, by the way. There are a number of developers, and this is the case here in Egypt, there are a number of developers that remain and run the building or run the community that they're at. So in that case, the developer benefits directly from the decreased cost in running and operations for the facility or the site. And even if they don't, the fact that it costs you less to live there drives up the value of the property. So it's a well-known fact, even here in Egypt now, and I've known this for years now, that buildings that come up, brand new projects that haven't even had a brick laid into them, once they're known that they are going to be green building certified, they are actually sold at a higher value per square meter than regular buildings, because people know that value. So the financial part is quite clear. It's a very big marketing tool because of that increased awareness. And last of all, it really does fulfill our commitment towards Egypt's vision. This is going to be more and more mainstream.
Yes, thank you for such a win-win point of view. All right, does anyone from the audience have any questions that they'd like to ask, whether in Arabic or in English? Are we okay? Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm Hamdi Shabrawi from Knauf, plant manager of Knauf. Just a question regarding this village, Faris. Actually, the example was very nice one, and I think it has already taken a lot of effort to reach this stage. Question about the time frame that you have already elapsed to make this case study. Additionally, outlook about the cost and how much this can be replicated to other cases. We are talking about 4,500 village with different challenges.
Thank you very much. So the first thing is we are not aimed to certify all 4,500. It will be one, and then we can continue with the principles that other villages can carry out some of the aspects or all of the aspects depending on what they want to invest in this. The time it took for Faris village was around 7 months, the intervention. From the onset when we started the assessment all the way to receiving the certificate, it was 7 months. There was some basic construction that we needed. We needed to construct some of the roads, some ramps, 2 buildings, shading for all of the walkable areas, rehabilitation of some damaged gardens and recreational areas. So there was a lot of individual work to coordinate on the ground. The cost for Faris village was varying around £800,000, but the actual cost on the village community was £50,000. And the rest was all bought in already part of the budget for building the service building from the Ministry of Finance. The Postal Office carried out its own building with its own construction. It was already in its expansion plan. But the actual cost for the village people, what they had to build, was around 50,000, including the certification. So it's a minimal cost to get a certification. And that's exactly the aim, why for us localizing the model, why having new communities and existing communities, they have a different aspect of targeting Tarshid. The idea is to make green communities not a difficult target for people. We want to make it an easy target to achieve. We want to make it beneficial for everyone, and therefore there's no excuses not to do it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, thank you for your presentations. Very informative from my side. I'm Ola Munayeri, and I'm a professor of environmental engineering at the Arab Academy. So it's not a question more than a comment or a request of increasing the awareness of spreading these environmental aspects and Tarshid and all of these. From my experience with my students, I'm teaching at a private university, so students who are well educated and still they don't know about it, and I keep telling them and I keep teaching them, and I'm telling them you are responsible since you have learned this information, so you are responsible towards your community. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm like dreaming of or how to increase the awareness towards our community on higher levels, on all levels. Because as you have mentioned, Tarshid, doing the Golden Gate thing, all this we know from LEED, and now it's Tarshid, and this is great. And also in Hayat Karima, since it's being implemented in Hayat Karima. So I'm just hoping or finding a way to spread this more among our community on even a higher level, on all levels, not just a small compound or just a residential compound or targeting this in new cities or new communities, but on all levels. I see this as an obstacle because many people still don't know about it. Many. And I keep telling them, well, it's being, the subjects are being focused on now at school, and I see this in school topics, and now we're enforcing it in universities, and I do insist to teach them, and I do insist to deliver this level of information for them to know, but still we need to have it more spread it among the communities in the malls and at schools and at national universities. They need to graduate knowing this, and this has to be part of the working lifestyle. I mean, the projects, the national projects, the infrastructure projects, the civil projects, everything, to be spread all around for everyone to understand how this thing is important, how this area is important towards our environment. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that comment. That is actually one of our prime goals at Egypt Green Building Council, and that is to spread the knowledge and encourage people to live that life more and more, and that it becomes generally mainstream to look at your own home and think of how you can save energy, how you can save water, how you can look at materials that you bring in to your home in a different way. So that's definitely that's part of our mission at the Egypt Green Building Council. Also, on another hand, for many years, over 10 years now, here at the American University in Cairo, we've been teaching regular courses on the subjects on green buildings. And these courses have been a great success. We've had hundreds of people attend them and graduate these courses. So yes, it does take time and quite an investment until these concepts become more and more mainstream. Thank you.
This is Aliaa Salahi. Is it working? Yes. This is Aliaa Salahi. I'm an urban planner and the founder of Libya GBC, and I'm really. Okay. This right? Okay. My name is Aliaa, and I'm an urban planner and the founder of Libya GBC. And thank you really for this presentation. I'm really impressed with the effort and work have done behind this presentation. So thank you so much. My question is about Tarsheed rating system. Actually, it's my first time to go through that level of details about Tarsheed. And I want to ask if there is a specific part in Tarsheed is about the solid waste management within facilities, especially healthcare facilities. Is there any part addressing this category exactly? Healthcare, solid waste management in healthcare facilities, exactly.
Well, actually, we are still we are yet to issue our very newest addition to our Tarsheed family of rating systems, and that's Tarsheed for healthcare, and that will be in 2024. Yes, Dr. Salah El-Haggar is nodding. Yes, that is coming out in 2024. And yes, I am, of course, waste management in general gets specific attention from us in all of our Tarsheed rating systems. And although I haven't really read the initial Tarsheed healthcare versions, as they haven't come out yet, but I'm sure there will be particular measures there for waste management. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Hussein Al-Kirsh. I'm a quality assurance manager at Sweden Electric. The examples that you showed us today about Faris village is very amazing. The examples that you showed us today about Faris village was really amazing. My question is there any cooperation with universities at these places, like Aswan University? They have a construction department, like in Al-Battouty University, like in many universities. All these universities, the students and professors are already living there. So I believe if there are any cooperations with these universities in their communities, it will be very beneficial for the project. So is there already this type of cooperation with these universities? Thank you.
There is cooperation between the universities. The universities act as a technical arm. Now, with Tarshid, there are things on the level of the community that we have to prove are happening. They're not part of just the design internally of the building, so I cannot produce, mechanical drawings or construction drawings and then say this is how it's built. Because it's on the level of the community itself, you need so many official documentations, and some of them are required that the university becomes part of the project. In the instance of Faris, we had all of the tiles that we were using on the rooftops of building had to have their reflectivity tested. So we contacted Aswan University, and they were able to allow us to work. The laboratories were there assisting us to prove that these kind of tiles are there. There is also another component that is about the transfer of knowledge or educational aspect of this. So in one of the main service buildings, the main administrative building for the village, we had developed with the students in Aswan University this entire awareness campaign on climate change, climate resilience, saving the community, what you can do at home, etc., with the students. And these were the ones exhibited in the village. So the universities act as two partners. One on the spreading of the awareness among the community, and secondly, as a technical arm that can also provide us with information and provide us with verification that we then submit to Tarshid for auditing. With the 5 new villages, we are looking into having all of the universities there become our nodes for intersection of information, but also they are the ones that will be responsible for the awareness component. So it's already there in the Tarshid rating system. We just adhere.
دكتور عمرو ليا سؤال. دكتور عمرو حفناوي ليا سؤال لحضراتكم. It concerns about Tarshid certificate. Tarshid for me is considered as an approach or a standard, and it has a definite criteria for assessment according to its rating. So when I speak about awareness, it's so hard to achieve awareness for different layers of our society or for the people. But I think communication, it should be with our governmental parts, like Ministry of Environment. So my question is there any discipline between you here in AUC with our governmental parts in order to communicate your certificate? Your certificate has a great idea about sustainability, and the application of this certification will aid our society to achieve continual improvement in the attitude of sustainability. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for that question. I'm not sure I really heard the first half of your question very well, but I'm going to assume that I understand what you mean. My thoughts on that is that Egypt Green Building Council is one of 77 green building councils around the world. We all are under the same umbrella of the World Green Building Council. One thing in common that we have for all of us is that we are non-for-profit organizations. We're non-governmental organizations. And there's a very good reason for that. Green building rating systems thrive and work the best when they are consensus-driven, meaning that societies adopt them simply by seeing the benefits. So it's actually a good thing that we don't really have we have government enforcing what we do. That actually helps our cause even more, because then people can really see the value without any pressure, and the idea actually sort of it saturates better that way. That's the way it works all over the world, and I'm sure in our country it'll be the same. There's no difference. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sherine and Sarah and Dr. Mona, and thank you to the audience for your questions.